Florida Keys, man. It's about 60, 50 degrees, something like that. Yeah, it's a little nippy in the morning. It's going and then next week is gonna clear up. Last week we had like 2 days of 80 degrees, and I think, yeah, I left my damn lunch. This weekend, or it's supposed to warm up, so we're gonna see. I'm really looking forward to that. You know, trying to figure out. Yeah, what's going on. Let me get in the car first. I might buy like a little coconut thing on Amazon, because I got a lot of coconut trees around here. There's one right there in the yard. In the back, all over surrounded, there's a banana tree over here. So I like the fresh coconut, the meat from the coconut stuff. Yeah. What the fuck is he looking at? I like the meat from the fresh coconut stuff. I don't like that shit from the stove. Yeah, man, these January 6th parties, huh? See, it got like a lot of people, like people over here blowing fuses about it, man. Lost their goddamn mind, you know, and the use of like this whole whataboutism and shit, like, is off the chain too, because that's off the chain, man. It's like, well, Biden did it too, and this, then the third, he pardon whoop de whoop whoop and blah z blah, all that shit. Like, it's irrelevant, bro. It's irrelevant on what Biden done, you know. It's flat out irrelevant. And if you can't see how it's irrelevant, I'm gonna explain it to you. I'm explaining it to you. The reason why it's irrelevant, because Trump said he was already going to do this on day one. He been said it. This ain't a new idea or anything like this. He been said that he was going to do this. And people should have saw this coming. If they didn't see it coming, that's their business. But I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there, especially the January 6ers, was banking on Trump winning so they can get pardoned or commuted sentence. The whataboutism is crazy. It's crazy because it doesn't really matter, in my opinion. You know, that also doesn't matter, should I say, because people don't agree with pardoning criminals, you know, in general. And I don't think I'm not gonna put an emphasis on like like some of these cats are doing it because, you know, they want to just strum it down to like the police. Like, let's just put it down to like they're fucking criminals, you know. And when you're a criminal and y'all all set to ride together in a car to go do something, you know, you get charged with y'all all get charged with the same crime, you know. And especially if somebody dies or gets hurt, y'all all get charged with the same crime. Even if your co-conspirators, even one of them died, you get charged with that crime. And it seems like people, they want people to be held accountable for their actions, right? We heard it leading up to the race. We heard it for the last couple of years. BLM and these people were looting the stores and shooting up the place in the inner cities. Don't want to be held accountable. That's what they keep saying. Don't want to be held accountable. There's people from all races, all nationalities. There's people from every single segment that don't want to be held accountable for their actions. I think it's smoke and mirrors. I think it's a smoke and mirror play when people say the party of law and order and stuff like that. I think that law and order only exists for some people when it suits their narrative. Because majority, I don't know where you're going, bro, but I'm not going to stop. Majority of these cats around here, they don't stand hold with their firm with their morals, ethics, and beliefs. They always teeter and soft shoe themselves around, and they pick and choose when they want to do the whole law and order thing, right? They pick and choose when they want to. Is he even in there? Yeah, he in the cop car. They pick and choose, and I think that the January 6ers and their parting is a perfect example of picking and choosing. So when you want somebody to be held accountable. I'm over here. I gotta bust this right, and I think people. I'm just like the level of excuses that are being made, right? For somebody, for somebody is crazy, you know. Month after month after month, day after day, people keep making excuses for the actions of the guy that's in charge. And the insurrection is lucky they wasn't charged with treason. I mean, terrorism. Because all of it had a political motivation. You know, it's a difference between. There's a big difference, in my opinion, when it comes to Black Lives Matter protesters and insurrectionists. Right? To me, I have a clear distinction between the two, right? I didn't see Black Lives Matter protesters all about rushing the Capitol, you know, making us the laughing stock of the world, you know. There's a big, I think, I want to say like the biggest distinction for me is that it was the Capitol that it was live live in the color of police actually getting they ass handed to them. A cop actually died. Somebody tried to breach a door, and in doing so was shot and died on the scene. You know, we talking about like somebody sent them there. You know, one person sent them there, and that one person had an echo chamber. Congressmen and women and senators and people within the government created an echo chamber for this. People like Marjorie Taylor Greene and a couple of other ones and stuff like that, right? Right. We saw what happened to her after January 6th, right? She got ousted out, right? From her elected position. Right? We saw people who create laws, vote for laws, who keep the country in order, run for their lives. Run for their lives. We heard people chanting, kill certain people. You think them people that was in there trying to certify the election weren't running for their lives, weren't scared? Oh yeah, they were. That police officer, I think he was a police officer, that shot Ashley Babbitt. You think that when he was holding down that door, when he had people that was scared behind him, that he gets paid to protect people, right? They go through training when to use deadly force, right? You think that the people behind him were scared for their lives? You think that guy didn't feel that if they breached the door and took my gun, they'd shoot me with it? You think he wasn't scared for his life when he shot Ashley Babbitt, who paid the ultimate price for the words and action of one man? You know? Look, y'all, I'm drinking and driving. I got a Coca-Cola. She paid the ultimate price for the words and action of one man. It's a big difference. And even if that's the case, right? You're talking about then, but now you don't want it. You wanted all the BLM protesters arrested. There were some BLM protesters that were arrested. There were Antifa over there. There were during those Black Lives Matter protests, right? There were Antifa over there. There were undercover agents and cops in there, right? There were, right? And I can't believe that people will be sitting up over there, right behind Enrique Torres or whatever it's called, one of the leaders of or the leader of the Proud Boys, who is a prolific informant. Who is a prolific informant. He's an informant. Well, he was, could be still now, but I think there's a big difference between. I mean, and there were Black Lives Matter protesters who were arrested. They just weren't. There just wasn't this big old congressional hearings and investigations to go, and FBI investigations to go after each one. But there was, you know, that's the reason why the leader of the Not Fucking Around coalition ended up arrested. You know, I think people need to I think people just need to just cut the shit out, man. Cut it the fuck out. You know? Cut it the fuck out. It's not even worth it, man. It's just like people just don't want it. They should just be honest. They should just be honest, you know, and be real about it and just say, look, I don't care about all that other shit. We need to just bring our constituents, our boys home. And that's it. And stop trying to beat around the bush and make it seem like it's because of everybody else we're going to justify this shit. Everything else. You can't justify pardoning those people. Like, you knew you weren't supposed to be in there. You heard the fire alarms. You heard people saying, get out. Like, you knew you weren't supposed to be in there. You could try to hide behind whatever reasoning that you were in there. You knew you weren't supposed to be in there. Like, people showed up with tactical gear, walkie-talkies, biophone walkie-talkies at that, which are able to be encrypted. People are using encryption apps to communicate, to mobilize. This wasn't just, it was premeditated. You know what I'm saying? And the Black Lives Matter protests, majority of the people that was sitting up over there burning shit down, if there was an investigation on it, were people not even from that town, were the instigators. You know? I think it's sad, man, how you can have grown-ass adults try to find every any reason to make excuses for pardoning these cats. It's not defendable. This stuff is I'm not representing nobody or nothing like that. I'm just giving my 3 cents, right? You can't defend this shit. Tyrone, good morning. He said law and order for others, not themselves. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The party of law and order, when people were asked on the streets if Trump was to kill somebody on their front doorstep or whatever the case may be, they'd still vote for him. You know, when Trump got caught with the that falsifying record shit, overvaluing property and shit like that, people were like, oh, people do it all the time and this and the third, blah blah blah, woo woo, but they don't do it on their fucking taxes. And even if so, people do it all the time, it's still illegal. It's still illegal. So if you get caught, you do the time. You man the fuck up and do the time. I thought that was the man thing to do. I thought that was the alpha male thing to do. I thought that was the adult thing to do. I thought that was holding accountable. I thought that was not making excuses and lacing your shoes up, lacing them up by the bootstraps and taking care of business and not making excuses and blaming other people. That's what I thought it was. But obviously not. Obviously not. Because we got cats out here that don't give a damn, and what they should do is be honest. This ain't about Biden. This is about the person that's in charge right now of arguably the best country on the fucking planet. Right? That's what it's about. You can't say, well, he did it because of Biden did this. This was already the plan. This was already the plan. And they're not political prisoners. They're not political prisoners. They're not POWs. They're criminals. That's what they are. Revoking, Tyrone said, revoking EO is pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, talking about the equal opportunity or whatever. Is that what you're talking about? I think that's dumb. You know, because the services hire a lot of these people too. Some of their stuff for Skillcraft is made by the blind. Some of our people who come and clean, we hire a lot of disabled people to come and do that so they can have a fucking job, right? So they can have a fucking job, so they can contribute to fucking society, right? And ever looked around, you know, when you look at a certain somebody's cabinet picks, there's not one black person around. But this is supposed to be the best of the best. Y'all need to stop it. Y'all need to stop it. It's not. It's not the best of the best. It's what I said is it's what we got and what we're gonna have to deal with and what we got to work with. You know, and just because I'm saying it's not the best and stuff like that doesn't mean I'm putting anybody down. I'm just saying it could be better. You know, and that's a fact. Anybody out there wants to debate me on that? You can take your little debate stick and shove it up your ass because it's undebatable. It's non-debatable. Y'all give me 1 second. It's non-debatable, man. Good morning.
Morning.
You staying warm out here, man?
I'm trying to. You have a good day.
You too, bro. You know, it's just not. Like, I don't see how, you know, people, and it's crazy how, like, really people really think that, like, this is draining the swamp or shaking up the government or going after the deep state and this stuff like that. Like all those words that was used to incite people to scare people into vote in a certain way, that's what they were, right? First of all, y'all don't know who's a part of the deep state, right? But you know who the insurrectionist is, right? The deep state is, and everybody act like they're somehow a part of something when it comes to these politics. You're not. You're a fucking pawn like the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? You're not. You could act like it, but you're not. You know, but it's dumb. Like, I see people talking about DEI. Oh, I can see why they got rid of DEI, but you want to cry about birthright citizenship. You know what I'm saying? It's like you literally see that there's a problem in hiring processes at your job. And people who are white don't see it because y'all not minority. You could go online and look at the equal opportunity statistics of hiring with anything, right? With the DOD, federal, state, and all that stuff, and you see that there's a fucking problem. You'll see that there's a fucking problem, right? You know, you'll see that there's a fucking problem. You know, especially when you go to these small ass motherfucking towns, you'll see that there's a fucking problem. There's a race issue problem. There's a gender issue problem. You would see that. I see it. I don't know why people just want to ride people's ass. Like, I never understood riding people's ass. Like back the fuck up. Like, get off my booty. You know, I don't. Some of these cats, man, fucking eyes are. It's kind of warm in here. People are off the chain, man. They because they don't see it, it don't fucking exist. Like that's what it seemed like. That's what it seemed like the consensus is. Like it don't exist because you don't see it. Like that's what it seemed like for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it is what it is, man. Me personally, like I get it. I get why equal opportunity and DEI is around. I get why it's around. You know, because there is a problem. You know, and some people, like, they don't see it that way. And this is the crazy thing about it, is like, anyways, y'all, my signal, I'm gonna get up out of here. Like I said, man, present nobody. I'm not putting nobody down for their political views. If I did, I apologize. And on that note, shout outs to the whole entire world and everybody.